we talked about No Man's Sky before. Ian did his review of it. Ian, I don't want to say he skipped over some of the differences between what was advertised before. I don't think Ian was.
I wasn't aware.
You weren't aware about the massive amount of people talking about the game before, and the advertisements, the pictures, the screenshots, and the video showing not completely different, a completely different game, but a game with elements that were not in the final product.
Right.
And the game,
I admit that.
A game looked massively different, not just graphically, but having giant dinosaurs and a lot more river system and stuff that was not in the game. Just wasn't in the game.
Right.
Huge, advertising stuff like, like being able to transport cargo yourself, things like that. With cargo ships, shit like that. These massive space battle stuff. So anyway, a lot of people on Reddit came up with a thread about all the false advertisement that abounded with the game. And now they're actually being investigated. The Advertising Standards Authority, which is a watchdog group in Europe, they are going to look into this No Man's Sky stuff.
This is a European investigation, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to look into this and figure out, hey, was this false advertising? So according to this article in Eurogamer, it has the power to have advertisers it believes are in breach of its code of conduct withdrawn and prevent them from appearing again. The problem is the damage is already done. No one new is buying this game. All the players have dropped out, but they've sold a ton of copies, obviously. And that's where you have to somehow, nip this in the bud, but you can't a lot of times with this.
Right.
How do you do that? This is a rare case where I think this is a product that was grossly different than what was advertised for a video game. It doesn't happen as often for a title this big, I don't think. So they're going to investigate, and if they can impose sanctions, such as asking internet search websites to remove a marketer's paid-for-search ads. Again, it's too late. I don't see this advertised anywhere in this game anymore, is it?
Well, I think what they're more... When I first heard this, I thought it was... before I had investigated it further, I thought it was like, okay, this is getting out of hand, because plenty of games in text and in early screenshots have shown pre-renders and things like that grossly overpromised what the game would be, and then it was knocked down a peg as the game approached. But as you read into this, it's actually a far more reasonable thing. Basically, all this is saying is they're going to advertise it, and I 100% agree with what they're doing here. They're going to investigate it, and basically what's going to happen is, what's likely going to happen is places like Steam, where the game is being sold, or on the PlayStation Network, where you can download digital copies of the games, the old promo images that are still up there to advertise the game will be removed. The old trailers will be removed, and they'll be replaced basically with current the actual screenshots.
So I'm surprised they haven't been removed up to this point, though.
Me too. No, I'm
there's a screenshot here showing this huge battle with all these warships over this planet.
Yeah, and I mean you can encounter something similar, but it's absolutely not an epic battle or anything like that. Those warships are 100% like a background image that has no effect on anything.
And there's also an image it's like a beach with these three ships flying over.
Yeah,
and that graphic style is not even the graphic style of the game. They changed the style, so it's like you can't advertise that anymore.
So yeah, and then there's the traditional dinosaur photo, which is still used in a lot of these promotional images. So I agree 100% with this. Like, at this point, the damage has been done, but you absolutely need to remove these photos from as many advertising places as you can, because it's 100% misrepresenting the product.
So this was brought about from a Reddit user named Azure UK, and they told the Eurogamer that he didn't feel enraged about it, or at the game, or at Hello Games or Steam, but felt the need to contact the watchdog after seeing how, in quotes, vastly different the trailers for No Man's Sky were from the actual release game. So
yeah.
He didn't even request a refund, but no, this is definitely a practice that you should look into to prevent it from happening in the future. because
Yeah.
you can't have companies making all their money off of these games that they're going to make most of their sales in the first couple weeks, and then it's not the game. You just can't do that.
Yeah, I absolutely felt the same way myself. I don't know why I was there, but it was either on the Steam page or the PS4 page. I'd clicked on something, No Man's Sky, and I saw they were still using some of the old advertising assets, and I was like, that's totally fucked up. I mean, and I mean, I've been one of the few people who's been like, the game's not that bad, but obviously I didn't ride the hype train, and as you said before, I didn't realize the things that were promised and missing, etc., etc.
For shame, Ian.
Someone on the Reddit. This is funny that someone actually be upset that it could. They think that this investigation could hold up Hello Games from improving No Man's Sky with updates. I'm not sure how that has anything to do with anything. You know, if you're being investigated, you should move your ass to put the updates in.
Right.
You know, you should get on it. But they may not be able to update it to the point it was before with those gameplay videos from 2 years ago showing the entirely different game.
Well, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, as a person who found some fun in the game and played it for, and I even said before someone jumps down my throat in my initial review, I expected it to have about a month shelf life for me, and it did. But I think no matter what they do to update this game, it's dead in the water.
Oh, sure.
It's too late. Unless they got those updates out in a month. I mean, it was too late. It's also worth mentioning that the subreddit had gotten so toxic for No Man's Sky that it was shut down by the original creator and described as a hate-filled waste hole by the original mod. Basically, every topic was troll-filled, hate-filled. There was no way to have any discussion going on.
Sounds like YouTube.
Yeah, it does. They did. It apparently that article has been updated. They are going to reopen it. The moderators have been brought together, briefed. They are going to try again to have a more moderated, more tempered subreddit. I frankly, sorry guys, don't see that happening with a game that is this maligned. But you know,
Maligned?
we'll see.
Maligned. It's a G silent.
So, yeah, we'll see.
I think that Hello Games is done, though.
Oh, they won't be putting out anything else under that name.
They're just going to close up shop, fly by night, and go away and come back. And Sean Murray, he might...
I believe he left the country.
Is the...
So I don't know that for a fact, but someone, I had a couple people in the store told me that he was taking like an extended vacation out of the U.S.
Oh, that might be a bad idea. Why not, Come on, take the money and run.